Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the 178th annual meeting of the Institution of Mechanical Engineers. This meeting is being held live today here in our lecture theatre in London, and present with me in London are Dr. Alice Bunn, Chief Executive, Matt Garside, President-elect and Chair of the Audit and Risk Committee, and Giles Hartill, immediate past President. I'm advised that the meeting is quorate and is being recorded. The recording will be made available on the website, and in accordance with the Institution of Mechanical Engineers Charter and bylaws, only corporate members and associate members are able to participate in the business of the annual general meeting. Others may attend as observers, but shall not be permitted to be heard. Should you have any questions as we proceed, please use the Q&A function in the Zoom or raise your hand. We will address these towards the end of the meeting in a dedicated Q&A session. As members, you will be aware the annual general meeting of the institution shall be only for the following purposes: the presentation and consolidation of the trustees' report and annual accounts for the year ended 31st of December 2024, the appointment of the auditors, and the announcement of the results of the annual elections to the trustee board and to council. However, this year, in order to allow sufficient time for audit, we've intentionally taken the decision to present the trustees' report and annual accounts in September. Consequently, once the business of this part of the annual meeting has been concluded, the meeting will be adjourned and these items will be addressed at a continuation of this annual meeting to be held on a date for which, in accordance with bylaw 70.3, full notification will be given in due course. The notice convening this meeting was published on the institution's website on the 15th of April 2025, and a copy of the minutes of last year's annual meeting held on the 23rd of May 2024 and continued on the 19th of September 2024 has also been published on the website. I would now like to ask if there are any questions or matters arising relating to those minutes. If so, could you use the Q&A function within Zoom to submit your question or raise your hands. Any questions, Matt? Nope.
Can't see any coming through.
So no questions on the minutes, so I will move on and proceed with the signing of those minutes. Before we move on, I would like to take the opportunity to pay tribute to past President Professor Rod Smith, FReng, IMechE, who passed away on the 26th of December 2024. Rod was elected as the institution's 126th president in May 2011 and made an important contribution to the institution and the rail industry throughout his illustrious career. He had been part of the IMechE community for over 50 years, having joined as an affiliate member in 1968. At IMechE, he also served as chairman of the Technology Strategy Board, the Regional Strategy Board, and the Strategy Advisory Committee. During his period as a trustee of the Science Museum, he was instrumental in bringing a Japanese bullet train to the National Railway Museum in York. He loved the mountains, climbing all the Lakeland Wainwrights, and had led expeditions to Greenland, Arctic Norway, the Himalayas, and the Karakoram. We continue to extend our heartfelt condolences to Rod's family and to his wife. Moving on, I'd like to give you a little overview of my year. Engineering is core to solving the challenges that we face today, both nationally and globally. Our institution continues to support the valuable work of our members in rising to those challenges, and I'm proud to be part of that engineering community. As an institution, we must innovate, strive to overcome the challenges we face, be relevant, and grasp our opportunities. When I was elected president, I knew it would be a busy year. My priority was improving the financial stability of the institution, and I'm pleased to report that we're making progress, but there's still more work to do. We're looking at our costs to make sure we're using resources efficiently, whilst also looking to improve the standard of service that we provide to our members. We've sold the 2 trading companies, Argyll Wayne and Sona Spection, so that we could focus on activities closer to our mission and our purpose. And to further reduce our financial liabilities, a group of volunteers and staff led by past President Isabel Polikoff has been working to safeguard the future of the IMechE pension fund. Growing our investments and working with the pension trustees, we've been able to stabilise the pension scheme assets, which has enabled me to sign an agreement which allows our institution to achieve our long-term strategy for the pension fund. We've also been working hard to improve our policies and procedures, and I would like to thank past President Caroline Griffiths for her support on this initiative. There is more work to do, but we're making considerable progress. Transformation is central to our global, inclusive and digitally enabled engineering community. We're investing in advanced digital tools which will help to provide seamless services and make access to the institution's resources easier. There's still more to do on our HQ as we resolve the best solution for our institution, and I'm hopeful that we'll be able to move forward positively in 2025. As President, I've had the pleasure of connecting with our wider engineering community through a number of exciting events. I attended the Formula Student and the Railway Challenge, where student participation was at record levels. I presented an Heritage Award to the Trinity College Dublin for the Pyrackman steam locomotive model, and I participated in a number of regional events, including an insightful Christmas lecture in the Western region on space travel, which I hope to repeat at HQ in 2025, and a fabulous trip to Hull to meet members from our Yorkshire division. I also had the pleasure of hosting dinner in Lisbon for members of our Portuguese group. I sincerely appreciate the support and collaboration of our members and staff during my tenure. The road ahead is one of resilience, progress and innovation. With a clear vision and strong action, IMechE is in a great position to create a sustainable future, one that respects our rich engineering history and welcomes new opportunities. We now come to the ballot, which was held for the election to the Trustee Board and has been noted in our communications to you. For the 2025 elections, there was only a contest for the Trustee Board position of Ordinary Member International. For Deputy President, where there was 1 vacancy, and Vice President, where there is 1 vacancy, there was only 1 nomination for each, and as such, these nominations are elected unopposed. I will now ask our Chief Executive, Dr. Alice Bunn, to share the results we received from the scrutineers.
Very good. Thank you very much, Clive. So this year, we're using my voice as the tellers for the voting for corporate elections. And the results of the 2025 elections for the Trustee Board and Council are as follows. For Trustee Board, the President will be Matt Garside, having been elected Deputy President in 2023. The Deputy President will be David Knoll. The Vice President, Ruth Shilston. And the Ordinary Member International, Lisa Norcross. Now turning to Council, for ordinary members of Council Fellows, we have Jean Billingsley, Claire Jane Edwards, Richard Lockett, David Marshall, Ian Mash, and Martin Robinson. In the member category, there were 4 vacancies and 4 nominations were received. And as such, the following nominees are elected unopposed. And these are Alexander Atkins, Projal Gupta, Jake Alexander Payne, and Nagarajan Tanumurti. The total number of votes cast was 3,986, being 6.2% of the eligible corporate and associate members. The election of David Knoll as Deputy President and Ruth Shilston as Vice President means that casual vacancies on the Trustee Board will arise, as per our current bylaws and Trustee Board regulations. But the process regarding casual vacancies for 25 to 26 is currently under review by the Trustee Board, and so further information will be provided on this in due course. Separately, and for information only, following the UK regional and international regional elections, the following candidates have been confirmed as elected. So on the Operating Board election results, for our Young Members Board, we have Nikki Valentine elected as Chair. On the Technical Strategy Board, we have Myra Banner elected as Deputy Chair and Emil Shep elected as Vice Chair. Turning to the UK regions, for the Yorkshire region, we have Andrew Bromley elected as Chair. In the North West, we have Sravanthi Sashikumar elected as Chair. For the North East, we have Mark Jackson elected as Chair. For the GLR Young Members, we have Zygam Qureshi elected as Chair. For Merseyside and North Wales, we have Tom Piggott elected Region Chair and Nathan Smith-Bundy elected as Young Member Chair. And for the North Eastern region, we have David Jackson elected as Chair. Finally, turning to the international regions, in Europe, we have Daniel Fantoni has been elected as the Europe Region Chair for a 2nd term, and we have Mahendra Prabhu Subramani elected as a young member for a 2nd term. And in the Americas region, Kirsty Beck has been elected as young member. So our huge congratulations to all the successful candidates. We really do appreciate you bringing your knowledge and your expertise, your experience to our Trustee Board, to our Council, and to our wider boards and committees. Special thanks also go from Clive and I to our retiring members for their outstanding support. I say this every year, but the time and effort that is devoted by our volunteer community, by our members, is absolutely inspiring and very humbling. I'll now hand back to Clive.
Thank you, and congratulations to all of those new members who've been elected to the various boards and committees. I'd like now to open the Q&A session, and I invite you to submit your questions via the Q&A function within Zoom or by raising your hand. We will take the pre-submitted questions first, and then those in the room, and then those online. If you're asking a question in the room, please wait for the microphone to reach you before you start speaking, and we'll try to keep the questions concise as possible so everyone has time to ask their questions. So, Matt, I'm going to hand over to you to take the questions, because I can't see what's on that screen from here.
Sure, no worries, Clive. More than happy to help. Okay, so we have one pre-submitted question from Peter Bishop. The question I'll read out, and then I'll hand over to Alice for the answer. How much has the IMechE spent in total on the subject of diversity and inclusion? And as another separate question, how much has the IMechE spent on disadvantaged white British school children's support? So Alice, if you could provide a response to that, please.
Yes, of course. I would say as a general principle, we believe that engineering is for really everyone, and we're really committed to fairness and quality. Our intention is not to give advantage based on identity, but really to make sure that everyone feels included and everyone has the opportunity to contribute. So that's a sort of general response. Expenditure on activities, as you imagined, is focused on supporting our institution to make sure that we can really bring that inclusion to life. We have those expenses approved annually by Finance Board and Trustee Board, and the typical spend for our inclusion activities comes under the Culture and Inclusion Committee, and the average costs for those committees are around £25,000 annually. As regards outreach, we actually support outreach in a number of ways. So we provide support directly through partners. We partner with organisations like STEMazing, the STEM ambassadors as well. We also deliver a lot of our outreach activities, so a lot of support to school children through regional members. So really it's our volunteers that are driving the direction of travel there. But it's also worth commenting that every single member actually supports these outreach activities, because around about £50 of your membership fee goes to Engineering UK, and Engineering UK have the mandate to deliver some outreach activities as well as policy advocacy and coordination. And they take a particular policy of targeting what's known as priority criteria schools. And those are schools which are typically in disadvantaged backgrounds. So I hope that gives you, Peter, I hope that gives you an extensive answer and shed some light on the wide range of support we provide for all of our communities.
Yeah, thank you, Alice, and thank you, Peter, for the question. Just looking on the screen here in terms of the live in-room questions, haven't seen anything come up as yet. So whilst I'll just leave that for one moment, let's open it up to the people in the room in Birdcage Walk and Lecture Theatre. Any questions at all within the room, please? No? Okay, well, without that and with... Oh, sorry, one in the corner, just out of the corner of my eye, apologies.
Just wait for the microphone.
Just wait for the microphone, yes, sorry.
Thank you very much. Chris Eady. You've mentioned about divesting ownership of Argyll Rowan Limited. Now, when that was purchased, it seemingly was a strategic move towards initial professional development of technicians. That didn't happen. I appreciate that circumstances have changed. But what's your view on how we're focusing initial professional development on technicians now and the efforts that we're going to make to increase the technician register in the IMechE?
Okay, no, thank you. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a really excellent question, because I think, you know, increasingly across our engineering community, we recognise that, you know, the technician level is really, really important. There's a lot of change going on that area at the moment, as you probably know. The traditional, if you like, EngTech pathway is now being carved up into lots of different pathways. We are delighted that we are able to operate as an endpoint assessment organisation, so the lion's share of our support comes through that route. I'm looking at Joe. I think I'm allowed to say this. Breaking news. So we're still building up that capability. We've been providing that endpoint assessment organisation function for a number of years now. We're really delighted that just recently we've broken through the 5,000 mark. So we've had 5,000 technicians through our books, and we remain the #1 PEI for delivering this activity. So please take some reassurance. We absolutely share your view that this is a really important part of our engineering future, and we think it's very, very strategically aligned to what we should be doing as an institution.
Thanks, Alice.
Okay, again, thank you very much for the question. I've got Raymond in the middle on the front, second to third front row.
Thank you. Raymond Hodgkinson Fellow. I can quite understand, with the change of auditors and some quite dramatic changes in financial staff, that we need longer time to finalise the accounts for this year. Is it the intention to revert to having the accounts finalised by the AGM in future?
Yeah, I think what we wanted to do is make sure that with all the change in staff, with new auditors, we wanted to give ourselves sufficient time to be able to deliver the accounts in a reasonable way. One of the difficulties we also face is, and most companies now are seeing much more emphasis on the audit, and auditors are taking longer to deliver the audit result. We hope to move back to the May time in future years, but we won't guarantee that yet until we've been able to have the real detail with the new auditors.
Yeah, no, thanks, Raymond. Thank you, Clive.
So,
I can't see any more queries in here, and there's no more online.
No.
So if you'd
So-
like to move on, perhaps.
So thank you for the questions. We're going to play a little video now as we prepare to introduce our new president.
I was quite an avid reader about engineering when I was younger, and I enjoyed hearing about Brunel and Stevenson, people like that. But my favourite was Charles Parsons, who rather cheekily, in the late Victorian era, demonstrated his steam turbine-powered vessel at a Royal Naval Review. But turning to today, I would say my modern hero will be Steve Jobs. I quite like Apple computers. I think they're elegant, they're easy to use, and they last quite a long time.
So I just wanted to give a big shout out to an engineer who has inspired me. Yes, it's you, Professor Sir Martin Sweeting. Sir Martin was a pioneer of a shift towards small satellites at a time when the rest of the space sector was still building big buses. And more than that, he was able to communicate a really complex topic in a simple and relatable way. And I do love an engineer that can communicate well. And today, all of our lives depend on this engineering.
We're celebrating National Engineer Day, and it's about role models. I have several. Ratan Tata, whose ethos was to do the right thing even when no one was looking. Professor Ewan Neal, my academic supervisor, who always gave me space to fail, but was always there to support. And Sir Frank Whittle, who pursued his dream of a jet engine despite all of his setbacks and all of the naysayers.
So I sort of fell into engineering. There was no grand plan. It was a mix of loving STEM subjects and having teachers and family and friends who encouraged me along that path. From there, it's always been the people around me who've inspired me, those brilliant, passionate people that I know through my day job, through volunteering, through the IMechE, the people working on real-world problems to make engineering and the world a better place. You're my inspiration.
Engineering helped me win this Paralympic gold medal because they helped me redesign, reimagine and rethink the design of a traditional canoe paddle. We thought outside the box, we collaborated, we used all the brilliant brains along with some canoeing muscle, and we designed a paddle that was lighter, stiffer and better than any other paddle in the world, and that helped us paddle to gold.
I'm Tom Scott, T-O-M-S-C-O-T-T. I'm Chair of the IMechE Railway Division's Young Members Committee. I think the most important innovation in rail in the past 20 years is remote condition monitoring and reliability-centred maintenance. It allows you to know what the train is doing rather than what you think the train should be doing, and you can tailor your maintenance intelligently to provide better value for money. I think the most important innovation in rail over the next 20 years will be the development of battery technology and alternative traction. Obviously, the challenges faced in electrifying various parts of the network and the government's target for net zero carbon in rail, alternative traction and battery technology is going to be very important over the next 20 years. I'm a big supporter of the IMechE. They bring young engineers into the industry and they make engineering attractive to people from all walks of life. They also offer great training courses that are tailored to what the rail industry needs today and look ahead to what the industry needs tomorrow.
It's now my very great pleasure to introduce Matt Garside, who will be the 140th president of our institution. This is your life moment, Matt. Matt joined the institution as an affiliate member in 1999 whilst reading mechanical engineering at De Montfort University in Leicester. In 2001, Matt sought out Dr. Martin Smith, the then Leicester Young Members Panel Chair, and with the assistance from several graduates at Ulstec Limited, the Leicester Young Members Panel was relaunched with Matt as the chair for 2 years. From 2003 to 2005, Matt chaired the Leicester Area Committee, and in 2005, Matt joined the Young Members Board as the East Midlands representative. During his time on the Leicester Young Members Panel, Leicester Area Committee, and as the East Midlands Young Member Board representative, Matt regularly attended East Midlands regional meetings. In 2006, Matt achieved his goal of chartered engineer status. I don't know how humble you're going to be about this, Matt, but I'm going to say at the age of 25. In 2007, Matt accepted the role of the Young Member Board representative on Trustee Board. And between 2008 and 2014, Matt was elected twice onto Trustee Board, his first 3-year term as the Under-30 trustee, and his second term as an ordinary member. Between 2015 and 2019, Matt was twice elected an ordinary member of council, and he was also selected by council to sit on the council coordinating committee, which he did during all 5 years that he was on council. Matt accepted an invitation from the 132nd President, Carolyn Griffiths, in 2017 to chair the council coordination committee. And Matt was elected fellow in 2019, and in the same year was elected vice president on trustee board. In 2022, Matt was elected ordinary member fellow on council and selected by council to sit on the council leadership committee. And in 2023, Matt was elected deputy president, and he has chaired the audit and risk committee, supported by the nominations committee, and supported the council leadership committee as an observer to provide that stronger link back to the trustee board. Quite a lift. Thank you, Matt. And Matt's day job, because believe it or not, he did manage to have a day job at the same time. Matt started his career at Alstec Limited, Whetstone, the site where Frank Whittle's factory developed jet engines. Following a number of placements at Alstec Limited and covering several engineering sectors, such as defence manufacturing, airports, nuclear, Matt chose to focus his career on the nuclear industry. And in 2005, Matt joined Rolls-Royce Submarines Primary Components Business Unit in Derby as a member of the Reactor Pressure Vessel Enclosure Head Team. In 2007, Matt returned to the Whetstone site following the buyout of Alstec Limited by Babcock International, supporting rekit projects at AWE. And in 2011, Matt joined Assystem in Derby, supporting Rolls-Royce projects and leading the mechanical design team. In 2014, Matt started working for himself via a limited company as an independent contractor, with key customers including Wood plc, formerly IMechE and IMechE Foster Wheeler, Nuvia Limited, part of the Vinci Group, AWE and Costain. And as Senior Engineering Manager, Matt currently fulfills a design governance role and acts as the intelligent customer for a number of AWE capital projects. Back to you, Clive.
So it gives me great pleasure to welcome Matt as into the presidential office. Thank you. Well done, Matt. Oh, you've done that one.
Thank you very much, Clive. We're going to exchange the paperwork, sorry. So thank you, Clive. And as my first duty as President, I would like to introduce past President Giles Hartill to say a few words of appreciation about Clive's presidential year. So Giles, please.
Thank you, Matt. Hello, everyone. It is my great pleasure to be able to offer our thanks to Clive today. I've had the privilege of knowing you for quite some years now, through IMechE during your 2 terms on the trustee board, but also professionally with the fantastic Manufacturing Technology Centre in Coventry that you are now chairman of. During this time, I've witnessed firsthand your unwavering commitment to our institution and your ability to inspire, lead with integrity and vision. Your presidency has been marked by remarkable achievements and dedication to our institution. And your leadership has propelled us to new heights. Under your stewardship, we have seen significant progress in achieving a headquarters fit for our future and a focus on streamlining our internal processes and improving operational efficiency to enhance our productivity, including continued investment in our digital transformation. But I think one of your most commendable contributions during your time as trustee has been your exceptional leadership in strengthening our financial stability, which, as you said earlier, has been a key focus for you this year. Your strategic acumen and financial expertise has been instrumental in steering the institution through challenging financial times. Your efforts have allowed us to continue our mission with confidence and resilience. And although, as you did say yourself earlier, we are not out of the woods yet, we are in a far better position now than even just a few years ago. You have been a mentor and inspiration to many. Your passion for engineering and dedication to nurturing the next generation of engineers has left an indelible mark on all of us. An excellent example of this being the fund you generously established, which is supporting a first-year undergraduate scholarship. And I would like to remind everyone in the room and online that there is a closing date for applications this year of the 30th of June. So if you are, or you know someone that could benefit from this, I implore you to visit our website to find out more information. Clive, on behalf of the trustees, the council, volunteers, members, and all our staff, we extend our heartfelt thanks for your exceptional service and leadership. We are confident that your legacy will continue to inspire and guide us in the years to come, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavours.
Thanks, Giles.
Thank you,
Really
Clive.
kind words.
Excellent. Thank you, Giles. I'm very proud and honoured to be the IMechE's 140th president. And later this evening, I'll be giving my presidential address here at Birdcage Walk headquarters in London, which will also be streamed live online. Further details on how to register for the event are available on our website. Primary focus of my address will be on trust, with surveys showing that engineers are among the most trusted professionals in society. We would welcome any feedback you may have on your experience of the virtual format today, and that information can be sent to the governance email address, governance@imeche.org, which you'll now see displayed on the screen. While you're waiting for that, I would like to thank all of you for attending the meeting, both online and in person, which is now adjourned for the reasons we stated earlier. The presentation of the Trustee Board report and annual accounts, together with appointment of the auditors, will be addressed at the continuation of this annual meeting to be held at a later date with full notification given in due course. Thank you very much.